find those comedic possibilities, you will be informed. Alright, third time's the charm. Well, this is me doing it, so we're all boned again. It's just safe to admit it. Right, grab our ball. I should have saved those. Okay. You're going into the storm. Make sure you have your bomb. Alright, we got our bomb. Okay, this time I'm just gonna book it. Tori, can you please? You are a terrible goat. Have you not played Goat Simulator? You need to whack your tongue at them. Or use your ragdoll abilities. Jeez. Only this time it says to go straight. Okay. Bye, guys. Stay over there. Sorry, time to become the goat. And then she gets knocked. Hey, this is a pretty neat area. It actually does feel like a city. Wow, this does feel like a city. Oh, great.
Over here.
There's more where that comes from.
Hey! Hey! I'm not the goat. I am not the goat. Is that a door? Oh god. No, I'm not a goat! Ah! Oh, I should have saved my ball. Well, but we're running. They work. It's the work. Put in more music. I need to do this. Okay. I don't care what music. Let's put something in here. Make it feel important. Look at, okay. Look at all my brothers did it. I'm not. No. Oh god, his brother's no longer a doofus. Doofus, no! The door kid. Oh. I need to be free. This is fun. This is very fun. Now that we've escaped the water trouble. Hey,
Move along, please.
how you doing,
What do you
Ghoul?
need?
Look a bit run down. Here you go. Wait, why were you not following me? There you go, buddy. Takes the magic
Yeah.
heals. Sorry, are you okay? Alright, good girl. Hello again, sir.
Move along, please.
Okay. Your boss. I'm just your honored guest. Doors. This is another place we could spruce up, but I don't know how well, honestly, I think we should take our bet with the Dinosaur Land. Because, well, you know, they made a hit movie, a movie I didn't care for, and a movie I thought was alright. You know, it wasn't as good as the first one. I'm referring Jurassic Park, people. A movie I didn't feel was as good as the first one, but it had some of that flavor in it that I just kind of liked. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I kind of like the Spinosaurus. No, again, it wasn't as cool as the T-Rex, and I did cry though when, you know, they did the thingy thing. Well, I didn't cry, I was so mad, but yeah. Vaginas. Ignore what I just said. It's better to do that. Ooh, jeez. pick up the room keys. I'm gonna read the guidance. Like, there is one room key that you need to pick up to get to the next area.
Move along, please.
Look, I'm moving, okay?
Move along.
Okay! Jeez, you feel it? Can't go with the elevator? I don't know where we're going, people. You guys coming? Are you coming? Look, I know, I don't like elevators either, but we gotta do this, okay? Get in here.
Yes.
I know, Ghoul can take the stairs. He needs the exercise. So how have you been? Yeah, I know, I'm pretty. How have you been? I like the outfit. You look like a southerner. You look beautiful. I want to tell you that. Oh, okay. Welcome to the Fort Pitt Hotel. Please state your business. I'm looking for Bartholomew. Certainly, sir. If you will kindly follow me, I will take you to him. Thank you, Robot Sanders.
Move along,
Look, I'm
please.
moving, okay? Robot Sanders here is taking me to my buddy's room. Jeez. Look at him wobble. It's like, you got it, bud. Let's do your hobble walk. You know exactly what's gonna play for you. Look at that swag. Swag when he's walking. I don't have that swag. You got that. So we got Jenny, or Jen as I like to call her, the library. You know, we got Robot Sanders. Swiggity Robot Sanders. I'm just making all sorts of friends. Okay. These are Bartholomew's quarters. Please feel free to enter. Okay, thank you. Hey, bud.
Move along, please.
I am. Jeez. Oh. This is a big hotel room. Oh, he's got his own little poop room. It's like this is a sim room. But you have to put walls up because your sims will get pissed off.
Move along, please.
This is Bartholomew. Where's Bartholomew? Is he in his bedroom? Oh. Can I just climb in bed with you? Can I just... Oh, we're all mucky. Let me put on my good hat. What? But the door was... Oh.
Stop, thief!
Yeah, just take the hat. Well, now that you're awake. Have you calmed down for medical treatment? My surgery is just down the hall. I'm afraid I do make a small charge, but it's only to cover my expenses. If you prefer a more personal touch, then I'll be glad to assist, but I should warn you that I have far less skill than the bot. You're a doctor? Oh, well, I wouldn't claim that. I have some skill in treating the common injuries, that's all. My real skill is in keeping my medical bot operational. He's the one you should talk if you want medical treatment. Actually, I need the information. Well, I hope I can help. What do you want to know? Have you heard of a Knight Peters of the Brotherhood? I heard that Stillman Sturziger sent you some documents before he died. Have you heard of Knight Peters? The Brotherhood? It's been a long time. Long time since I had any dealings with Brotherhood. Not Peters is the name that I remember. What about Stillman Sturzer? Stirs? Yeah, I knew Stirs very well. He was in the Brotherhood of Steel when I joined. We were friends. He died several years ago, I'm afraid. He was living down in the Copper Wasteland when I last heard of him. Why do you ask? I heard he sent some documents to you before he died. Well, yes, that's true now that you mention it. Funny, I've forgotten all about that. How he managed to arrange all that, I never know. The only people I know of that regularly travel between here and the Copper Wasteland are slavers. And I found it hard to believe that Sturz would have paralleled with them. Still, he did indeed manage it, information. I'd be surprised if there's anything in those documents that interest you, though. We're gonna open it up. It's gonna be a cooking recipe. There were just the journals he'd been keeping while he was in the Brotherhood. No secret information or plans for death rays. Just his research into Brotherhood history. I was hoping there'd be something about Knight Peters in there. Ah, you're not Knight friend. I see. Yes, it's very possible. Sturz is a keen student of Brotherhood history. But let me see if I can find the journals. We're gonna open it up, and it's just
Move
gonna be
along,
like cooking
please.
recipes, and then it's gonna be like
Good to see you.
they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Yes, here we are. I had to take it out of your friend's mood. Sorry about that. Sturz made a very comprehensive index. Feel rather ashamed that I never really looked in. Yes, Knight Peters. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, it seems he was killed during a scouting mission that went badly wrong. A caravan of civilians was killed. Nothing especially noteworthy about that. Just another group of innocents turned into Brotherhood. Collateral damage. Seems Peter's wife committed suicide shortly after, leaving a son. Now where's that asterisk? Interesting. Let me look a little further. Now this is strange. There seems to be suggesting here that there was something odd about him. Apparently the elders took exception to what had happened and Peters was disgraced. Well, this is very unusual to say the least. I don't recall the Brotherhood being especially concerned about civilian casualties. Any hint why? Well, that's what's interesting me. There's no initiative. What's that supposed to mean, I wonder? Unless it means... Ah, I see. I think it refers to a different book. Let me see if I have it. Let me guess. Cooking recipe. Going to have Dino solve it. And then they're going to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And they'll be like, no, you know, alchemy is always like in the kitchen or something. And then you do it. And then we get to the end and we all freak out. And then everybody's wonders why. And then you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, oh my god. And then you're going to go and then there's going to be a big climax there. And then there's gonna be something going on with Ghoul, and then you're gonna come in, and like we're gonna hate each other, and then you're gonna come in, and you're gonna smack sense to us, and then there's gonna be a filler episode, and then we're gonna get back on the journey. I'm referencing Full Metal Alchemist, people. Keep up. Let's find the book. Oh. Here's the book, but it seems to contain gibberish. A code. Ah, no. How interesting. Minor writing. For some reason, Sir seems to have felt the need to disguise what he was written in this volume. Let's see if I can read this. So it's up here about accounts. See if Sir was concerned there was some accounting. No, that doesn't appear to have been related to the Petersons. So let's see. Well, now it's getting cryptic here. Stairs refers to a Knight T, who appears to have been with Peters during that botch. It says something about Knight T, supposed to be Knight Peters' best friend. Something about his story doesn't fit. This is interesting. Knight T was Peters' only companion during that operation, so it was his report. See how Sturz was concerned. Surely someone in that position would have slanted the report at least a little to ensure that best friend was not totally disgraced. There were no other witnesses to whatever crime was deemed to have taken place. You think that this Knight T could have made a whole story up that Peter was getting? It seems that Sura suspects as much. For what reason, though, I wonder? Anything in there that identifies this Knight T? Is it Takashi? Let's see. Sura seemed to have been doing some masking around. Looks like he got into some trouble. Some of the Knight T friends were unhappy that he was prying. That doesn't surprise me. Brotherhood fostered and encouraged a great deal of team loyalty amongst his knights and paladins. And now this is interesting. It seems that despite their close rankings to protective, some of his friends and their doubts. It says, odd news today. T is leaving the knights, says he wants to become a scribe. Did he jump or was he pushed? Anything else? Understandably, Stur seems to have felt uncontrollably working around this T. Concerns about going east with T. No, nothing else as far as I can see. Interesting reading, but in the end I suppose it comes down to nothing but suspicion and innuendos. It's a long time ago. I dare say this tea is dead now. Thanks for your help. Not at all. I should thank you. I should have looked at this journal years ago. Why are you living here anyways? Ha! A good question. I used to be a member of the Brotherhood, working as a scribe. After I left, I lived outside the city here for a while, working on a farm, but I was never comfortable with the life. Thought that I was wasting the few talents I have. So eventually I moved here and began working on these books. So you're a schooler? Oh, I couldn't claim that. No, I learned... Oh, sorry, I yawned. I can read and enjoy reading, but the true scholar uses his reading to create new insights and ideas. I don't believe I'm stupid, but I just don't have that creative spark. What do I have? Attention to detail, and an ability to abandon a job once I've started it. I use those talents, if I can call them such. All these books here on these shelves have been written by me, although I'm not the author of even one of them. What I do is I scour the city of fragments of books from the past and I attempt to transcribe them here. Well, in truth, I pay others to do the scouring. They bring me books that still have at least one intact page, and I transcribe them. Of course, in most certain, only a small fraction of the original books is illegible. But over time, I found that multiple copies of the same book tend to turn up, and I can use each new copy to fill in some of the blanks of the former. What purpose does that serve if you're the only one reading them? Although that is certainly not my intention. I would be a hypocrite of the highest order if I were doing this only for my own education. Nor is my intention to release these books to the world, to give humanity back its history if you like. Hopefully I can find an organization that will be able to perceive, replicate, okay, sorry. Wasn't that the intention of the Brotherhood? Perhaps, but the Brotherhood has lost its sight of its original goals. Perhaps originally they intended that the knowledge and technology that they now convert would whole be dismantled, but nowadays that knowledge has become an end in itself. The war ended 200 years ago, so why are they still holding on their precious technology? They all like misers, holding onto their wealth so tightly that it ceases to be wealth at all. I gotta go. I'll ask him more later.
Yeah, see you.
Just a moment. I have a request for you, or a proposition if you like. What sort of proposition? Well, perhaps I should give you some background. One of the locals that I know, Sam Rachadai, has been supplying me with medicines he's been pulling out. That place is, by all accounts, very hard to get into, but he managed to find a way in. Well, recently, the place got taken over by an out-of-town gang, the Steels. Ooh, sounds friendly. Let me guess, you want me to go get the meds? No, not really. I can get a hold of the meds from other sources, although I have to admit, the old hospital is something rather special in that regard. No, the problem lies in this gang. From what I've been able to learn, they control a large tract of the area around the city. Although this is the first time they've ventured in the city itself. They are a despicable bunch. Their modus operandi is to feed people to drugs and make them dependent on them. In its way, I suppose it's a rather clever idea, getting people to turn themselves into slaves rather than the Asher approach. That seems to have been the method that they have used to be able to control such a large territory with a relatively small force. What's any of this got to do with you, or me? I don't wish to see the city turned into a war zone. On the personal level, I don't want to be forced out from here and lose all this that I've been powered decades of my life into. There are enough problems in this city with trogs and wild men and Asher's raiders as it is, without aiding a war. If the Steels feel it's worthy invading the city, that's what will happen. Where does a hospital fit into this? Sam's discovered that the hospital took delivery of a large consignment of particular military... Yep. But he brought back a batch of the documents from the hospital shortly before the Steels took over. From a little research, I was able to determine that this drug was one of those super soldier drugs the military was working on, designed to make the military GI into some sort of superhuman. You think the Steels will try to do this? No, not directly, no. You see, the Steels are nothing if not an expert on drugs. And they'll soon figure out that this chemical is easy to adulterate into a form of one hit of this stuff and you're hooked for life. With the quantity stored in the hospital, literally tons of the stuff, the Steels can make life a misery for everyone. So what's your plan? I need someone to get into the hospital to store the drug. The drug is stored in an almond vault that the Steels haven't been able to break into yet. With the promise of riches gone, the Steels should lose interest in the city and leave us in peace. You've seen what the city is like. Without them involved, there's nothing here to interest a gang like the Steels. If no one can get in that vault, why can't your friend do it? He had a nasty run-in with Trogs a short while ago. His days of creeping around the city are over for several months, I'm afraid. Aww. By the time he's up and about again, I fear it'll be too late. How can I destroy the drug? That's the easy part. The drug has been kept refrigerated or rapidly decomposes. According to Sam, the vault in the hospital has been running all this time on a backup fusion generator. Turn that off and the drug will be destroyed. Can't you just let the Steels have the drug? Maybe it'll go away. Now, what's in it for me? Sam managed to get a small quantity of the drug out of the vault. He found the key, you see. When the researchers discovered that the drug could be stabilized using certain simpler drugs. I was planning to see if I could make some use of it, but I would be very happy to let you have it. With the stabilization, it's nowhere near as potent as the stuff still at the hospital, but at least it doesn't degrade at room temperature. I'm sure that if you don't want to use the drug yourself, and I advise against it, you can sell it for a good price. Sam has the key? He had the key. When he found the Steels had moved in, he destroyed it. A little inconvenience, perhaps. Can't you just let the Steels have it? I'd much not like that, maybe. They'd stayed out of the city until now because they didn't think there was any way in this place worth fighting Asher. If they found the drug, that will change everything. Their boundaries are looking for more. Talk about something else, of course. Okay, I'm gonna do it. There's one thing I shouldn't mention before you commit yourself. If we do this, it has to be done in complete secrecy. If the Steels get any hint that the drug was destroyed by an outside agency, they will know the vault contains something valuable, and they will come into the city in force. That means you must do this mission completely undetected or it's a waste of time. The Steels are not your average raider gang. Don't underestimate them. Sure. Yeah, if you're sure, Sam gave me the key. It's the key to his secret entrance to the hospital. Alright, time for me to go.
Later.
Okay, we'll be back. Oh, no, I'm just gonna read something real quick. I'm gonna read up on this quest real quick. I'll be right back.